Cards in this game are necessities, and you really need good cards in this game. What you want is maxed out cards, and what I mean with maxed out cards is the highest dimension. Currently that's level 98 in Fate Dimension Nightmare, but the next dimension that's going to be better cards. But you also want them to be level 25, that you can level up with gold. Cards also have substats. Depending on the rarity, it has various amounts of substats. But mythical cards, the one you want, have 5 substats. The substats you want to have on your cards are assist cooldown reduction, critical damage, critical chance, cooldown reduction, and attack. The reason for this is because all of those 5 substats are the only ones out of the 10 substats that exist that boost your damage directly. Unlike cards, accessories can vary on which you should use. There are a ton of different game modes in this game, and depending on the game mode you're playing, it can depend on what accessory you will be using. As a general rule, if you're playing Raid or Boss Rush, try to play with maneuver gear. If you're playing Time Challenge, try to play with energy wings. If you're playing Dimensions or basically anything else, you can play with Titan Blade or even energy wings, those also work. But remember that any accessory works as long as it has good substats, just like this one. It has critical damage, attack, critical chance, assist cooldown reduction, and cooldown reduction. Just like how we learned with cards, those are the optimal substats on an accessory. There are a ton of pets in this game, but try to get these pets. If you're going for legendary pets, try to go for Astolfo. Astolfo is the best legendary pet and is better than one of the mythicals as well. If you're going for mythicals, try to go for Kurumi. She's the best pets, by far. But Eren pets and Gojo pets are also fine. Substats on your pets can vary. I would not recommend assist cooldown reduction, but any of the other 4 that were recommended on cards can be good. So that means cooldown reduction, critical chance, attack, and critical damage. This whole area, the stat bonus area, is something you might want to focus on. So when you come into this, you both have upgrades and collection. Both of these are long-term investments and it just takes a long time to clear these. So you need to clear some stages, you need to deal a lot of damage, you need to play for a long time, you need to get a good time challenge score, you need to play a lot of raids and a lot of boss rushes. But you also need to get 100,000 points for collection, because then you can get this lifesteal. All of that is important, but it will take a long time, so this should not be your priority. It's just your long-time goal. There are a lot of good characters in this game, starting with the best, going downwards. Shadow Monarch is the best character by far. Since Kurumi is the best pet, I'm going to base it off that you have her. Milim is the second best character, and she's just so good. Then Gojo. Gojo is also good. However, you need to have good stats. Good stats is about 40 critical chance and 100 critical damage. If you don't have those stats, then don't bother using Gojo. Now, if you don't have Kurumi, instead some other pets, then Eren is a really good candidate, or Nezuko. If you're poor and don't have these limited characters, then you can also use Genos. Genos doesn't have any requirements to use, he's good in every scenario for beginners. There are a lot of good assists as well. I'm going to go from best and go down. Nezuko is the best assist if you want pure DPS. Followed by Ryuko. Ryuko is just so good. However, the current meta is Broly Gilgamesh, mainly because these cooldowns actually fit Shadow Monarch abilities really well. In general though, these are maybe top 5 anyway. These are really good assists. They deal a lot of damage. The only downside is that the cooldowns are really long. Rengoku and Naruto 6 paths are also really good assists. And if you're a bit on the poor side, then Todoroki and Savior are also really good assists for 1600 gems. So if you're a beginner, this is a possible loadout for you. If you're one of the better people, then this is a possible loadout for you. You reset from Broly to Nezuko to have the both assists, but also use Nezuko as a main. This is called the Nezuko reset strat. I'm going to make a video on that later because I was the one who invented it. But if you want that 1 billion damage easily, then you should try to use Shadow Monarch, with Broly and Gilgamesh assists. And can't forget the Kurumi pets. On basically all characters that you're using for raid, you want to have Vicious on them. So I've talked about everything that makes your damage go up in anime mentions. However, I haven't shown you my stats yet. So my stats, the main stats are from 3 maxed out mythical cards. My substats are not the best. My assist cooldown reduction is pretty bad, as well as my attack. My boss damage is good, cooldown reduction is good, critical chance could be better, critical damage is as good as it can be, and then everything else I have very low of. I've also made a few tier lists with a friend of mine, and he's basically also a top 3 player, so both of us are top 3, and in my opinion you should definitely listen to those tier lists instead of some other random guy, because we know our stuff, we're very good in the game, and I hope you enjoy this video.